Good morning. I'm a little bit late making the video this morning, having breakfast this morning, as I said, because I'm out of coffee. So I had to stay in bed until I was sufficiently rested. And now I'm having tea with a spoon of honey in it. I seriously advise anybody who suffers from anxiety, depression, psychosis, cut out the coffee and the sugar because it makes a remarkable difference. Basically, slow down until you learn how to drive. But everybody's tendency is to go the other way. If they're depressed, to drink more coffee. If they're not sleeping at night, they go into a vicious cycle: more coffee, more sugar, because they're so fucked. And then they can't sleep the next night, and then they take sleeping pills, and then they suffer psychosis. Or even if you have any uppers and downers, you will suffer psychosis. Plus, it's very hard in the central nervous system. It'll crash it. So that's any uppers and downers. So whereas the tendency, I know from experience, because when I used to suffer anxiety, I used to go from every coffee shop in town, from one to the other. I was a coffee shop philosopher at the time. But I used to go from, lattes with a double espresso in the wall. And I'm telling you, when you can't drive, because I was trying to boost the hardware in order to handle the software, but it's the other way you want to be going. You want to be slowing the fuck down until you learn how to drive. I know I drink coffee now. I drink 2 cups in the morning, but at least I spent years learning how to drive. But even making this video, as you can see, I'm a lot calmer on the tea. But so that's this morning's suggestion. Anybody who's suffering with these mental health issues, drop the coffee and the sugar and any other stimulant. But as I say, slow down until you learn how to drive. And that's it. It doesn't matter what your PTSD, whatever the fuck you like. Just whatever label you're putting on it. Just drop the coffee and the sugar and any other stimulant until you learn how to drive. That's important, really important. And the psychology and the psychology and the psychiatry don't tell you this, because I've seen people going into hospital with psychosis, and they come out with a big handful of tablets, a big prescription for tablets, and a big handful of tablets, and a big prescription for tablets. And nobody asked them what you're eating, what's your sugar consumption, what's your coffee consumption. Nobody asked them this. Nobody gives a fuck. They just give them tablets for the psychosis. You're mad, you're schizophrenic, you're this, whatever you are. Come in here, we'll put a label on it and give you some tablets. Diet is very, very important. I'm being more conscious of my diet now because I'm on the bodybuilding track. I'm concentrating on the body. But even when I started concentrating on the mind, the first thing I did was no coffee for a year. Maybe 3 cups in the year. I used to be delayed when I got coffee, but I suppose we're not even going to start that addiction shite. We're not even going to start that shite. I'm beginning to get a bit fed up of that. You know what I mean? That tends to be a label that's getting used too often for the week now. It's being weaponized. You know what I mean? Oh, you're an addict. You're an addict. It's getting to be a bit weaponized. Same as racism, the same as everything. Listen, it's all becoming weaponized now. It's all you know. You know what I mean. These words are all becoming weaponized, and it's all to create a culture of guilt and shame. The first thing you have to overcome, that's another thing as well, that's a very important thing for all these addictions, is to overcome the guilt and shame that they're using to batter you with, to stigmatize you with, to make you feel guilt and shame, which is only compounding your misery, which is only increasing your drug use, if that's the reason you're using the drugs. So you want them to overcome the guilt and shame. Tell them to go fuck themselves. That's the first thing you do, is tell them to go fuck themselves. That's the first thing. Overcome the guilt and shame. No gamblers that they're mortified with shame because they're what would their family say after they've lost all their money. The shame. Fuck them. This people just, and this is another thing that bothers me with 12 steps. Go back and apologise. Will it be fuck? That happened. that happened. They had to deal with it. Comes under the label of adversity. Adversity, and everybody's attitude in the face of adversity is what's important. But you need adversity in your life to adapt and overcome. This is the big fucking problem. The weak trying to alleviate all suffering when they actually need to just embrace the suffering, enjoy the suffering, and use it as an opportunity for growth and development. Learn from the suffering. That's what you need to do, even if it's to just pick up your balls and say, I'm out of here, I'm leaving, fuck you. Even if it's to be able to drop the attachment, to be able to say to the boyfriend or the husband, tell you what you do now, you go fuck yourself because you're coming in here drunk and I'm out of here. And even if they only learn that, I'm leaving. I'm fucking leaving and fuck you. Everybody needs to learn how to say fuck you more. But as a result of having no coffee, here I am, half awake in a fake empire. Because since I got back into the bodybuilding, my news feed is saturated with bodybuilders, little wankers about fucking 20 years of age telling me how to lift weights. It's not their fault, it's their career now. They're YouTubers. I'm a YouTuber now. They're influencers. They're influencers. So they do a big theatre, where they come over and take the dumbbells off somebody. They have somebody doing hammer curls. They come over and take the dumbbells off them and they show them the correct technique. And you go up and do all this bullshit, you know what I mean? Really, when it comes to lift weights, there's one thing that's very, very important. That's lift heavy shit. I don't see any of them doing that. No, I don't see any of the spandex boys or the spandex girls doing that. They're not lifting heavy shit. They're putting bands on their knees and they're going around. They've naturally good genetics. You see, and this went on for years. The naturally gifted people, genetic people who took a small amount of steroids and some took a large amount of steroids. But there's, for example, they've been in this fake empire for years. Like I saw Rich Pignana the other day. Now, Rich Pignana is dead, but he used to have huge arms, but he was sitting there making a video saying that the steroids is not the answer, and saying the steroids are not the answer, and my advice is not to take steroids. And 2 big arms full of synthol. Synthol's an oil that you pump into the muscles, so completely, if you like, fake muscles. It's like, whatever people might say about steroids, you have to work hard, you have to eat hard, but synthol's for retards, like, what sort of issues have you, like, that you put oil into your arms to make them bigger? Like, what sort of issues have you, like? You've all sorts of issues. That's what killed him, busting the coke out of it. Maybe he was addressing his issues as well, busting coke as well as the steroids out of it. But he hadn't got, I used to meet him. He hadn't got a great pair of legs, he hadn't got a great chest, he just a big pair of stupid arms. He used to go on about 5%, and that was his product. He used to sell products then, you see, don't need steroids, buy my product, buy my product, buy my products. And they're all still selling the products, they're all still pushing the products. And this is the big game, the big fitness industry, and they're pushing the clothes, and they're pushing the products, and they're pushing everything. So I'm going to keep it real. For starters, I'm going to tell you the truth, because of course you know what I mean. Well, there's a lot of people making an industry out of telling lies. Like you take Mike O'Hearn, Michael Trent. Like here I am advertising Michael Trent, Mike O'Hearn. Mike O'Hearn is obviously not natural, and the whole fucking world knows he's not natural. But every time he posts a fucking picture, he posted a picture of his back the other day, and he must have got fucking 50 comments, 60 comments, more. But he's getting huge interaction from people just want to tell him that he's not natural. Like Deborah, the look is the same, a big fake empire. Deborah's not a great DJ. She's a good-looking bird. She pretends to be a dancer. This is her dance, This is her dance. Charlotte, well, no, she doesn't pretend to be a dancer, but that's the extent of Deborah's dancing. Puts on a track, twiddles a knob and does this. I'm not knocking Deborah. I'm sure Deborah's a lovely girl, but I mean, like, it's fake. It's all fake. The whole thing is fucking fake. It's a fake empire. We need to start. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. I'm not going to start virtue signaling here. I'll keep it real. I will keep it real. I will focus on what is in my control. I will not bitch about these people. I will keep it real. I won't do the liver king on it. I won't pretending to be dragging slaves around the world, halfway around the town here all day, and eating raw liver and raw meat, and telling you I'm completely natural. I'll be fucking perfectly honest. Not only am I going to be perfectly honest, as regards my consumption of everything, I will I will tell you why I'm taking it, what I'm taking, why I'm taking it, and might even show you how to take it for those who might be interested in knowing that. Yeah. And but there's another thing as well. What's very important is the food. So I was lying in bed this morning thinking about where I'm going from here and where I'm going from here. And the great thing about being poor and being put in a situation like this is you learn how to adapt and you learn how to change the game. So I am going to change the game. I'm going to focus, I was thinking, I'm going to focus less on these products. I might still eat some of these products because there is a certain brand of protein that I do find tremendous, and I probably will buy that. But there's a certain brand of amino acids I find tremendous, and I might buy that, and I might use that. But I'm going to use black cumin seed oil instead of animal pack. I'm going to drink copious amounts. If I have a few pounds, I'm going to drink copious amounts of black cumin seed oil. Well, maybe at least 3 or 4 spoons a day anyway, tablespoons a day anyway. That's hugely high in antioxidants and has all the vitamins, minerals from A to Z. That's black gold. That's black gold. And I'm going to use 3, 6, and 9. And 3, 6, and 9, these are the products I'm going for next. It's 3, 6, and 9. Because this is the secret of the universe. This is the golden ratio. This is what you need for the brain. 3, 6, and 9. If you want to expand your consciousness, you need 3, 6, and 9. Trust me, for brain health, for body health, and it'll lean you right out. So I'm going to drink a lot of 3, 6, 9. I'm going to get that from flaxseed oil, udus oil, and one of my favourites is hemp seed oil, which is a very sustainable product. It's the hemp, so that'll be more ethical as well. So 3, 6, and 9 is my next target to add to the rice and lentils. I'm going to start showing you how to make these foods. I'm going to start doing recipes with the rice and lentils. I'll show you what I'm doing with the rice and lentils as well. I'll start a bit of nutrition. I'm going to eat a small bit of liver and a small bit of chicken legs, small few chicken legs, but in moderation. Because one thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to promote the use, the consumption of excessive consumption of red meat and eggs. Because I don't agree with what they're doing to the chickens, and mine does to us what we does to it. So this inhumane farming of chickens and cows is I don't think is right. And I'm not going to, so I'm going to eat no red meat, nearly no red meat. I won't say no red meat. I may have not steak every now and again, a grass-fed one or grass-fed steak, but an organic steak. But I'm not going to promote the consumption of overconsumption of eggs or meat. I'm actually going to demonstrate how you don't need as much meat. This is all marketing again, which has boosted the consumption of red meat to a ridiculous level, and it just leads to the inhumane farming of animals, which is cruel and mean and selfish at a collective level. Because like I know I said, like by whatever it takes, but no, I'm going to do it in a more ethical way, because I'm going to do it from a perspective that I am a part of nature and cannot be separate from it. So I have to think about the rest of nature as well. So think of myself as a whole and not just as a self and my own selfish interests. I'm going to do it from a more ethical perspective. I'm going to do bodybuilding from a more ethical point of view, not this huge consumption of eggs, this huge consumption of meat, and I'm going to do away with this huge consumption of avocados as well, because this is not ethical either. This is not ethical. If you look into the growing of avocados, this whole market is not ethical either. So I'm going to drop the avocados as well, because we won't need this shit. We can buy hemp seed oil and udus oil, and we can buy flaxseed oil, which with flax and hemp is nearly the same. But anyway, but these are perfectly, they're more ethical and more sustainable and more fucking and everything else, and it's thinking for yourself. And that's what I'm going to show you. It's just I'm going to change the game. But the first thing I'll be is fucking honest, because right now we have a whole industry where people are fucking telling you, like I know I've been hammering it on a bit but the whole psychology and psychiatry, they took over the role from the Christians for social justice and social order, and they're going to fix everybody. But has they do mental health? Has it got better or worse? It's got substantially worse since they took the helm, since they took the wheel, since they took the wheel. Things have got substantially worse. Everything is worse and gets progressively worse and worse and worse. And maybe it's time you started asking why. And it's time to change the game. Bye.